Recently, Pakistan has been put under grey list by the FATF. FATF is an international organization. Its full form is Financial Action Task Force, and its work is to keep eye on countries to see if any country is providing fund for terrorism, to see if anywhere money laundering is happening or not. So FATF prepares a list, and if FATF put any country under grey list, it means that country is under doubt. It means some illegal activities is being carried on in that country. It means that country is funding terrorism. It means that country is doing, you can say that intentionally or unintentionally, money laundering, and it is supporting money laundering. Another shade of grey. So editorial says that Pakistan was still, till this meeting of FATF, Pakistan was under grey list, and Pakistan was expecting that during the next meeting of FATF it will be removed from that list, but it didn't happen. Pakistan is still under the grey list of FATF. While Pakistan stay on means it is, you can say that it is in a continuous mode. So while Pakistan stays on a FATF list, India must push for. When you push for something, you give your force for that thing. Justice in cross-border terror attacks. Till now, India has faced so many cross-border attacks, and especially from Pakistan. So editorial says that still FATF maintained Pakistan under grey list. Now, what should India do? India should give pressure for cross. India should give pressure. India should give pressure for justice. Justice for what? Cross-border terror attacks. It means India has faced so many cross-border terror attacks, and that's why India must do something to get justice for these cross-border terror attacks. Pakistan's hopes of being let off. Let off means to let go something. Pakistan's hope of being let off. The Financial Task Force grey lists were dashed once again. So Pakistan was hoping that next time it will be removed from the FATF's grey list, but its hope, you can say that its hopes were dashed. Dashed means when something strikes very heavily. So editorial says that Pakistan's hopes, you can say that striked, or you can say that Pakistan's hope fell down once again, as the 39 member grouping, 39 members are there in the FATF list, decided to keep it on the list. So once again it has been decided by the FATF that Pakistan should be kept under grey list, and even add more tasks. And this time again some tasks have been given to Pakistan to fulfill by the FATF. Eventually, what does FATF do? FATF see that if any country, FATF closely observe that so and so, or you can say that this or that country is providing fund for terrorism, or FATF sees that money laundering is happening in that country, then it puts that country under grey list, and FATF provides some action list to that country, and according to that action, that country should take some actions. Eventually, Pakistan missed the mark. When you miss the mark means you couldn't achieve your target by one crucial point out of 27. So previously when Pakistan was put under grey list, 27 tasks were given to Pakistan by the FATF. FATF had told Pakistan that it should comply, or it should finish these 27 tasks. But crucial means very important. So Pakistan couldn't fulfill the very important action out of 20. So you can say that by the FATF, 27 actions were provided to Pakistan to fulfill, but Pakistan couldn't fill one important action, being judged deficient in prosecuting the senior leadership of UN proscribed terror group. Proscribe means, you can say that if you this is the opposite of allow. When you allow something means you give permission for something, so its opposite is proscribe. Proscribe means to prevent something, है ना. So being judged deficient in prosecuting means when you charge someone. Prosecuting means when you charge someone with some blames. So prosecuting the senior leaders of UN proscribed terror groups. So you can say that there are some terror groups which has been banned by the UN, and FATF told Pakistan to take action against the senior leadership of these terror groups. But Pakistan didn't fulfill this, you can say that, but the Pakistan didn't fulfill this objective. The FATF works closely with the UN Security Council's listings of terror groups as it evaluates countries on their efforts in anti-money laundering or countering the financing of terrorism. AML, full form of AML is anti-money laundering, and CFT, full form of CFT is countering the financing of terrorism. Let us understand the term AML, anti-money laundering. What is money laundering? Money laundering is when you earn money by some illegal means, when you earn money by some illegal business and then show that money that it has been earned by some legal sources. It is called money laundering. Laundering means cleaning. You earned money by, you can say that you earned money through drugs business, okay, that is illegal, but then anyhow you try to show it that it was earned from legal sources. It is called money laundering. So, and what is the countering the financing of terrorism? Counter means to oppose something. Counter means to take action against something. So countering the financing of terrorism. If somewhere terrorism is being funded by any organization or by any person or by any groups, then according to FATF it should be prevented. So FATF works jointly with UN Security Council. Listing of terror groups as it evaluate means to assess countries on their efforts in anti-money laundering. So FATF along with UN Security Council sees that whether a country is helping in money laundering or whether a country is helping in financing of terrorism, then FATF immediately put that country under grey list. Pakistan's failure to convict Jaish-e-Mohammed chief Masood Azhar. Convict means, you can say that, to pronounce punishment for someone. To, you can say that, to pronounce that someone is guilty for something. So Pakistan's failure to convict Jaish chief Masood Azhar and others appeared to tip the balance against it. Why FATF announced that Pakistan will be kept under grey list? It announced because Pakistan, you can say that it was due to the failure of Pakistan, because Pakistan couldn't prosecute Masood Azhar and others. So editorial said that this was the main reason that the action was taken against Pakistan by the FATF. Tip the balance against someone means to take action against someone. The Pakistani government publicly protested the decision. Okay, very clear. Pakistani government publicly protested the decision. The decision of FATF was protested by the Pakistani government. Pointing out means to indicate, pointing out that many countries that had largely completed the action plans handed to them have been delisted in the past. So Pakistan told that previously we have seen there were many countries who were under grey list, but they completed most of the tasks given to them and they were removed from the grey list. Then Pakistan said that why Pakistan is still under grey list, because Pakistan still has taken on many points. No? There were 27 points. No? So Pakistan argued that we have taken action on many points. Out of 27 points, we have fulfilled almost every points. Then why we are still under grey list? No? So that was the argument of Pakistan. Pakistan, which was on the FATF's increased monitoring list. Monitor means to closely observe someone. If I observe you closely, it is monitoring. So increased monitoring list from 2009 to 2015. So Pakistan was kept under a special monitoring list from 2009 to 2015. Was taken off. Taken off means to take back the grey list in 2015. Finally, in 2015, FATF removed Pakistan from grey list. In a similar manner, means what is that similar manner? Similar manner means if you have finished almost maximum points of the tasks given to you, then you may be removed from the grey list. So you can say that FATF applied the same rule for Pakistan also, that if you have fulfilled many tasks given to you, then you may be removed from that grey list. So Pakistan was removed from the grey list in 2015. Before it was relisted in 2018. But again in 2018, FATF again you can say that relisted it under grey list. Pakistani leaders have predictably, predict means to pronounce something, that what will happen in future or what may happen in the future, it is called predict. So Pakistani leaders have predictably lashed out. Lash out means to criticize strongly. So it was expected. Predictably means it was expected. Pakistani leaders have strongly criticized Indian leaders or India for lobbying. When you lobby someone, it means you support someone for its continued listing. So Pakistani leaders, you can say that, criticized India, that India is continuously supporting FATF for grey listing of Pakistan, its continued listing, while others have hinted that the decision stems from a refusal to allow the US the use of its bases after America's pullout from Afghanistan. So you can say that many Pakistani people believe that India is continuously supporting FATF for that Pakistan should be continuously kept under grey list, while others, many people still believe that, while others have hinted, they have given hint that the decision stem from, stem means to originate, that what was the origin of the FATF's decision. So some people believe that this decision originated from a refusal to allow the US the use of its bases. So we know that at present US is planning to remove its troops from Afghanistan, and the US wanted to use Pakistan's soil for its camp or for its base, but Pakistan refused the US to use its soil. So you can say that that's why this decision was taken against Pakistan by the FATF. So refusal means to say no to someone, to allow the US the use of its bases after America's pullout. Pullout means to take back, to withdraw, pull out from Afghanistan. So we know that the America is planning to completely pull out its troops from Afghanistan, and now the America wanted to use Pakistani soil, but Pakistan refused. So some people believe that the FATF's decision to keep Pakistan under grey list may be due to this reason. At FATF hearing, है ना, hearing, any court hearing, any court proceeding, at FATF hearing means at FATF meeting, the Imran Khan government said it had introduced and amended. When you amend something means you improve something. Amended terror financing laws. So Imran Khan government said that we have improved the terror financing laws, which have enabled the prosecution of more than 30 UN proscribed leaders. So according to new laws, according to amended terror financing laws, they have, so according to new laws, the Pakistan prosecuted means to charge someone, to initiate the criminal proceedings against someone. So according to new terror financing laws, Pakistan initiated the criminal proceedings against more than 30 UN proscribed leaders, the leaders which have been banned by the UN and their associates. So Pakistan told that we have initiated criminal proceedings against more than 30 UN banned leaders for terror financing. And why these leaders are banned? Because according to UN, these leaders are responsible for financing terror. While it is unclear how many of those are actually serving jail time, editorial says that it is not clear. It is not clear that okay, Pakistan initiated criminal proceedings against these 30 members or more than 30 members, but it is unclear how many of them are still in jail or they have been punished and they have been put under jail. But editorial says that the convictions means when if you convict someone means now you have found that person guilty. The convictions and prison term. So prison terms means when you serve under jail, when you have been given punishment for 1 month, 2 months, 2 years or 20 years. So the convictions and prison terms between 15 to 30 years are a break from the past, when Pakistani authorities would hold these leaders on charges under international pressures. Editorial says that okay, at least now Pakistan have tried and made some rules that minimum 15 to 30 years prison can be given to the person who is found guilty. And what was the Pakistan doing? You can say that initially what was Pakistan doing, or in the past what was the Pakistan doing? Pakistan was initiating proceedings against these persons under international pressure and subsequently means following, release them. So what was the usual practice in Pakistan during past time? That was the usual practice of Pakistan, that Pakistan used to start criminal proceedings against some you can say that against some terrorists under international pressure, and after arresting them or after taking them, Pakistan used to release them. By making this the sticking point, the FATF, which works on the principle of mutual compliance. Compliance means to follow something. Mutual compliance means if you follow my rules, I will obey your rules. Mutual compliance. Mutual compliance means if you follow FATF's orders, FATF will definitely support you. FATF will remove you from grey list. FATF will support you. So FATF has made it clear that Pakistan must complete the prosecution of all proscribed leaders of groups including the LAT, JEM, Al-Qaeda and the Taliban. So recently FATF has said that Pakistan should prosecute. Prosecute means to initiate the criminal proceedings against someone. Proscribed means those who are banned proscribed leaders of groups including. So editorial said that the leaders of LAT, JEM, Al Qaeda and Taliban who have been banned by the UN must be prosecuted by the Pakistan. By adding 6 more items to the list on amending its money laundering act. So recently FATF has said that Pakistan should add 6 more points to the money laundering act and crackdown. Crackdown means to take strong action on other businesses involved in money laundering. So FATF has said that Pakistan should take strong action against any type of activities that is related to money laundering and terror financing. The FATF has indicated that Pakistan could remain on the grey list for at least another 1 or 2 years. So FATF has hinted that if Pakistan do not take action against the terrorists or against money laundering, then Pakistan could remain on the grey list for at least another 1 or 2 years. So it is possible that Pakistan will be on the grey list for another 1 or 2 years. For India, Pakistan's continuance on the list is some comfort. Editorial says that it is, you can say that India can enjoy that the Pakistan is still under grey list. Why? Even as at the same time it await. When you await means you wait for someone, you wait for something. True justice delivered to leaders of groups such as the LET, JEM for attacks including Mumbai. So India has suffered Mumbai attack 26/11. India has suffered from Parliament attack which happened in 2001, Pathankot, Pulwama attack. So editorial says that India is waiting for the justice to be delivered. So India suffered or India faced these terror attacks. So India is waiting for the justice to be delivered, and not just terror financing. So editorial says that it is a, you can say that, good thing for India, that India should wait, that India is waiting for the justice for these attacks. So editorial says that now it is a good thing for India that Pakistan is still under grey list, and now Pakistan must take action against the persons who are responsible for these attacks. However, the processes of FATF that has taken a justifiably hard line. If you take hard line means you take a strong approach, a justifiably hard line in Pakistan's case. Editorial says that FATF's approach towards Pakistan is very strong, must be checked for overreach. What is the meaning of overreach? Overreach means when you go beyond your limits, when you try to cross your limits, it means you are trying to overreach. So editorial says that FATF's approach must be checked where FATF is taking action against Pakistan. Okay, it is right, but whether FATF is taking action within legal measures or it is going out of legality, it should be checked. As India faces its mutual evaluation report that has been delayed due to the pandemic. Editorial says that FATF release the list for every country. So mutual evaluation report, when FATF prepares mutual evaluation report, then after mutual evaluation report any country is put under the grey list. So editorial says that due to the pandemic means a widespread disease. Here pandemic gives the reference of coronavirus. So due to the coronavirus or due to the pandemic, FATF could not prepare the mutual evaluation report for India. So editorial says that if FATF's action are deliberate means when you do according to your intention. so it may be harmful for India. So it must be checked that whether the FATF is trying to overreach. New Delhi should expect that Pakistan will push for. When you push for something, you support that thing. You give your force to that thing. A critical means very important investigation of India's AML CFT. AML anti-money laundering. CFT regime. Regime means any type of system. So editorial says that New Delhi should expect that Pakistan will push for a critical investigation of India's AML CFT regime. So editorial says that it is natural that now Pakistan will push strongly that the investigation should be done against India. For what? For AML, for anti-money laundering, for CFT. And with the FATF announcing a new focus on extreme right-wing terrorism. What is right-wing? See, there are two terms. One is right-wing, one is left-wing. If you are right-wing, it means you have conservative approach. If you are left-wing, if you are under left-wing, it means your approach is liberal. So FATF is focusing on right-wing terrorism. Right-wing terrorism means you can say that, like for if we talk about Indian context, if we talk about Indian context, then we can say that Hindutva is related to right-wing terrorism. So now FATF is focusing more on right-wing terrorism. Extreme means when you go, you can say that when you show very strong approach for something, it is called extreme. It is clear that there will be more political aspects to its technical scrutiny. Scrutiny means when you closely observe something, it is called scrutiny of countries in the future. So you can say that FATF's approach is continuously spreading. So now there may be many political points. There may be many political points in the future, and on these points any country may be judged. And if we talk about India, then India may be judged for right-wing terrorism. So we should be very alert.